Welcome to the Superdry podcast. We're going to be focusing on some of the topics covered in the Future, Engage, Deliver leadership program. Ownership has become something of a buzzword in the business world over the last few years. So why is it important? In the session, we looked at how your style of leadership can really impact on how much ownership or responsibility the other person takes, and at how it feels very different when a task feels like it's yours. We use the simple task of throwing balls over our shoulder into buckets to highlight the different levels of ownership. If you tell someone not only what the task is, but exactly how to complete it, don't be surprised when they see the task as yours and come running back to you at the first obstacle or pitfall. When we started to move to a more coaching style by giving clear, objective feedback and allowing the other person to start working out the solution for themselves, we saw not only a shift in how we felt about the task, but a marked improvement in the results. The more time you spend in tell mode, the more time you'll spend answering questions, solving other people's problems, and spoon-feeding your people. You'll also find that your people use less initiative and tend to wait to be told to do something before taking it on for themselves. Another downside is that you're not really giving your people the opportunity to grow and to develop. We discussed the fact that we sometimes find ourselves in tell mode as it's often quicker and we just haven't the time to do coaching. We also said that sometimes we want a task completing a particular way, usually ours, so we just revert here. On the flip side, when we start to flex our style and start giving ownership to others, this will generally free up more of our time, especially in the long run, allowing us to spend more time focusing on the right things while giving them the opportunity to develop and to learn for themselves. We looked at how important giving clear and objective feedback is in helping others to take ownership. I also give the example of a colleague of mine who many years ago worked as an area manager for a well-known high street chemist's. After hearing of the benefits of taking a more coaching approach, he decided to try it for himself. So in the morning, he decided to take his normal approach to a store visit. This generally involved him arriving with his clipboard and pretty much marching the manager around the store, pointing out what he thought was wrong. Your shampoos are a disgrace, your vitamins are in the wrong order, and your nail varnish is unforgivable. I may not be an expert in chemists, but you get the idea. In the afternoon, he decided to take a different approach. He walked into the store and handed his clipboard to the manager and said, "You tell me what's wrong with the store." What surprised him most was the manager was pointing out things he would have never noticed. Whereas in the morning, he made a list of about 40 issues, in the afternoon, he ended up with a list of over 100. And what we find really shocking was a few weeks later, when he returned to both stores, the one from the morning, where he'd handed him the list, had fixed some of the issues, but many were still outstanding. Whereas the one from the afternoon had sorted nearly all of them, as he saw them as his own problems. So ask yourself, am I genuinely giving my people ownership, or am I just telling them what to do? If you're always the last person leaving the office, always the person coming up with every new idea, and wonder why your team don't show more initiative, it might be worth asking if any of this is down to your leadership style.